Hey guys, Kurt and Matt here. With Marvel now, there's so many new and exciting series out there that for new and prospective readers, it's difficult to know what to read.
So we're going to take a step back and do a series of videos telling you the gist of each comic book series, our personal opinions on each, and what's a good jumping on point for you guys.
We're going to sift through the dirt so you don't have to.
In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Spider-Man section of the Marvel Universe. The first series we're going to look at is Superior Spider-Man, which represents a massive reset in the Spider-Man universe. After the events of Amazing Spider-Man number 700, Dr. Otto Octavius now controls the body of Peter Parker. He struggles with the transition from villain to hero, learning to play the role in his own way. The first arc finds a remnant of Peter's consciousness fighting to regain control of his body. Superior Spider-Man is really about Otto Octavius navigating the complications of Peter's life, his friends, family, work, all while attempting to be superior.
At its heart, this is a redemption story. Is a villain only a villain due to circumstance? Now that Peter's consciousness is gone, Doc must traverse Peter's life without any guidance. And with threats on every horizon with the Goblin King, Carly, even MJ, how long can Doc keep up the charade? Despite the controversy surrounding the series, it's a must-read.
For me, it can be incredibly painful to see Peter's reputation and life torn apart in such a humiliating way. But once you can move past that, you really start to enjoy the series, and I agree that this is a must-read series.
Avenging Spider-Man serves as a team-up title with Spider-Man grouping up with a new hero or team for every adventure. After the events Amazing Spider-Man number 700, Chris Yost took over the title with issue 15.1 and has provided an interesting glimpse into Doc Ock's attempt at being a hero. Yost utilizes mainstays from the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery like Electro and Chameleon to test the ever-scheming Superior Spider-Man.
Personally, I'm not interested in a book based around the idea that Spider-Man can team up with basically anyone. But if you like to see strange and sometimes interesting pairings, this might be the series for you.
Avenging Spider-Man shows a lot more of the scheming you expect of someone like Doc Ock, and his internal monologue insulting and degrading the heroes he teams up with is classic. But your enjoyment of this series will come down to your enjoyment of the main title. If you like Doc Ock like I do, it's a series I'd recommend.
The character Alpha originated in The Amazing Spider-Man. In Peter Parker's attempt to make his mark on scientific history, he created Parker particles. However, an accident caused Andy McGuire, a high school student, to gain tremendous power. He instantly became one of the most powerful heroes on the planet. Alpha follows this teenager as he attempts to avoid the pitfalls of immaturity while also being a superhero.
So Doc Ock gives Andy his powers back with the advice, with great power comes great opportunity. And this is just another series trying to do what Superior Spider-Man did, put someone seemingly unworthy in the role of a hero. This series just doesn't do it as well.
I think the idea of a teenager gaining the powers of a superhero is nothing new, just look at Peter Parker. But Alpha fails to stand out. I would recommend that most people skip this series.
Morbius the Living Vampire puts Dr. Michael Morbius back in the lead role. The story continues after his escape from the raft in Amazing Spider-Man and follows him as he heads to the little-known town called Brownsville. Adamant that he is not a hero, Morbius nonetheless begins to act the part as he inadvertently takes on Brownsville's criminal underground and becomes its vampire protector.
I think Morbius is better left as a recurring Spider-Man character. As a monster created through a science accident, he isn't even one of the cool Marvel vampires like Dracula or Jubilee.
I think the series tries to be an offbeat title with a reluctant hero, a plucky homeless girl as a sidekick, and a calculating villain with big plans to put Brownsville on the map. But the scale of the story seems incredibly small, which admittedly does help the series focus on Morbius' internal struggle. The problem is that his struggle is overdone and a retread of so many other vampire tales. Without any clear ambition, this series is very forgettable and I definitely skip it.
The Venom title follows two hosts of the Venom symbiote. A paraplegic veteran named Flash Thompson hosts the main symbiote, while Eddie Brock hosts another symbiote called Toxin. Each does their best to wield the incredible power they now control. However, both of them must do their best to prevent the symbiote entity from taking that control away from them.
So Flash's move to Philadelphia did re-spark my interest in this series. His approach to patrol, his attempts to make new friends, and the growing threat of the symbiote's influence in his life added some freshness to what had become, I think, a formulaic and dull series.
I'm also on the fence with the series. Some storylines are somewhat lacking, but Venom is one of the most intriguing aspects of Spider-Man lore, and Flash and Brock are some interesting characters as well. Fans of those characters and the Venom symbiote in general may want to pick this up.
Scarlet Spider follows the life of Kane, a clone of Peter Parker. However, this spider is much more brutal than your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Kane was brought back during the Spider Island event and then left New York to find his own path. He is now in Houston, Texas, where he crosses paths with a plethora of characters from across the Marvel Universe, including Venom, Kingpin, and Wolverine.
This series is basically about a darker Peter Parker. While Kane is willing to cross lines Peter wouldn't, he still does his best to be a better man. If you want to read a darker, grittier series featuring an anti-hero, Scarlet Spider may be for you. If not, I'd skip this series.
The draw of this series was that it showcased a grittier, more brutal Peter Parker. Now that Doc Ock is superior Spider-Man, he's taken away the one thing that made Scarlet Spider really unique. Even with the addition of the mysterious other and a hinted darker history for Arceli, the series has lost some of its appeal.
We want to know what you guys thought as well. Do you disagree with our assessments of these series? Leave your thoughts below in the comments.
And make sure to check out our other Marvel Now guide videos.
Thanks!